As the oldest nation on earth, Egypt has left a lasting mark on the world beyond the Nile. From the mysteries of the pyramids to Egyptian lore, Egypt has come a long way from what we know today. Take a closer look at the deep-rooted history of Egyptian culture with these facts about Egypt. 1. Egypt is one of the driest places on earth. Considering it's mostly desert, this is one of the more unsurprising facts about Egypt. Egypt only experiences a scarce inch of rain every year, which makes it depend heavily on the Nile River for water. 2. Egypt wasn't always desert. During the last ice age, the Egyptian desert and the rest of the Greater Sahara Desert was a grass-grown plain dotted with trees and small lakes. Here, the prehistoric ancestors of the ancient Egyptians hunted and gathered food. When the Ice Age ended, the changing climate caused temperatures to rise. In a few centuries, the region turned from a moist grassland into a scorching desert. Man and animals alike migrated to the Nile, which eventually birthed the ancient Egyptian civilization. 3. Egypt divides its desert into two categories. The first part is the larger Libyan Desert, also known as the Western Desert, located to the west of the Nile and country of Egypt. Meanwhile, the Eastern Desert or Arabian Desert lies east of the Nile. 4. Egypt has two seasons. Although it seems unlikely, Egypt also experiences winter. Winters in Egypt bring cooler weather with storms from the Mediterranean. The winter lasts from November to April, while summer lasts from May to October. 5. Ancient Egypt had two main regions. Ancient Egypt divided their civilization into two parts, Upper and Lower Egypt. Upper Egypt referred to the Nile Valley south of the delta, up to the first rapids of the Nile. Meanwhile, Lower Egypt referred to the Nile Delta, where the river flowed into the Mediterranean Sea. 6. The Great Pyramid of Egypt took centuries to build. When people think of pyramids, they most likely picture the perfectly triangular Great Pyramid of Giza. However, pyramids weren't always this refined. The first pyramids built during the first dynasty actually resembled the ziggurats of nearby Mesopotamia, which were stepped, terrace-like structures of stone. After a few centuries, the Egyptians refined their architecture to build the picturesque pyramids we know today. 7. Egypt's pyramids aren't the biggest in the world. Egypt's pyramids may be the most famous ones, but they're definitely not the biggest in the world. This honor goes to the Pyramid of the Feathered Serpent in Mexico, covering an area of over 200 square kilometers. In contrast, the Great Pyramid of Giza only covers an area of approximately 21 square kilometers. That said, the Great Pyramid is taller than the Pyramid of the Feathered Serpent, at 137 meters against 66 meters respectively. 8. The ancient Egyptians once buried people alive. Specifically, some of the earliest pharaohs had their servants buried with them, so they could continue to serve in the afterlife. Succeeding pharaohs instead had figurines called Shakti made in their servants' likeness, and had them buried with them to serve in the afterlife. 9. Ancient Egyptians usually shaved off all their body hair. This includes the hair on their eyebrows, as well as their eyelashes. Although it may seem strange, the ancient Egyptians practiced this to avoid getting lice. 10. Plant and animal products were also used for cosmetics and skincare in Egypt. The ancient Egyptians used henna made from the tree of the same name to color their nails. For lotion, they used a cream made from animal fat to keep their skin moist in the dry air of the desert, mixed with floral scents to keep themselves fresh. 11. Beer was very important in ancient Egypt. Beer was actually the most popular and common alcoholic drink for the ancient Egyptians. In fact, the minimum wage for laborers in ancient Egypt was 1 gallon of beer per day. Tombs of the rich and powerful also included figurines of brewers, along with beer recipes, provided for their convenience in the afterlife. 12. The modern calendar comes from the ancient Egyptian calendar. The 365-day, Solar-based calendar we use today is fundamentally the same as what the ancient Egyptians used. The only difference is the name of the days and months of the year. Originally, the Egyptians created the calendar to help predict the Nile's annual floods. 13. People in ancient Egypt used stone pillows. Back then, the ancient Egyptians used headrests made from wood or stone in their slumber. 14. The ancient Egyptians had two alphabets. The first and most famous is the hieroglyphs, an alphabet composed of over 100 pictograms, each one representing a concept. Pictograms were then put together to merge concepts into meaningful words and sentences. However, this script was used only for ceremonial and religious purposes. Instead, government documents and literary materials tended to be written in hieratic script, a simplified alphabet based on hieroglyphs. Hieratic later evolved into the Demotic script by the 1st millennium BC, and then into Coptic in the Hellenistic era. 15. Ancient Egyptians considered cats as sacred animals. Since cats are natural predators who hunted and killed poisonous snakes, the ancient Egyptians saw them as protectors of the home and the family. Before, it was customary for each Egyptian's household to own at least one cat. This also influenced religion, with the protector goddess Bastet becoming associated with cats. If you like the video, then consider subscribe for daily videos, and mention your favorite fact in comment, and see how many people facts match yours fact.